Billy Cook, who is doing enough in front in the first time blinkers, and Toomey gets him home. Boy, that was hard work.
It's an easy win. Muwaleshi for Kevin Ryan and Brian Toomey. It's Rowan Road in the hands of Brian Toomey now, starting to draw away from Gilzine. Rowan Road takes a few lengths out of Gilzine and going to the line. It's Rowan Road who wins again. Whiskey Ridge is strolling home. He got into a lovely rhythm and jumped well.
It's the lad who sees it out to the line.
Brian, it must have been quite the 5 years for you since, of course, the accident and then coming back, and now sort of what place do you feel you're in as an individual and professional?
Yeah, I mean, it's, as you say, it's been the last 5 years have been a lot of ups and downs. It's been quite tough. I mean, what happened to me 5 years ago, obviously it's been very hard. I mean, it's been a lot tougher than I've let on.
Jumping the third last, that's the flight down the side. Solway Dandy is gone. Solway Dandy a faller there.
My recovery was a very, very slow process, and obviously I've picked up a lot in the last 5 years, and obviously my goal now is to get training as soon as I can, to get set up as soon as I can.
You mentioned that recovery period. I mean, day in, day out, you were making progress, but it must have been incredibly difficult.
It was very, very difficult. I mean, like a brain injury is different to anything else. You know what I mean? It was. I mean, there was some nights there I was nearly afraid to switch off, because I was thinking if I switch off, then I don't think I might wake up in the morning. Like I went through a lot of scary times, and like, let's be honest, like I've been resuscitated after it. You know what I mean? It was very serious, and I've now got a titanium plate in my head, which will always be there, and it was very, very tough, and I probably didn't let on how tough it was, because I didn't want people around me to worry anymore. You know what I mean? I just tried to keep it to myself a little bit how tough it was, but I'm definitely over it now, and I'm over the worst of it, so I'm lucky.
Was it a case of you were a jockey and you were enjoying great success at the time, but you did know you wanted to train? That was always the ultimate goal. It's just essentially brought it forward, because that was always the ultimate goal, to be a trainer. Is that fair? It
was. I mean, when I was in the north, I was attached to Kevin Ryan. Kevin was obviously a tremendous trainer. Like, he's a very, very good trainer, and Kevin always knew it was my goal. I learned an awful lot off Kevin, and I've met some great people through Kevin. I mean, I met breeds of consigners, Roger Marley and Brendan Holland, and I've picked up so much off them. And I mean, it's obviously they're very good at their job. They can ready a horse, and I've picked up a lot off them, like how to hopefully get one ready. And training was always going to be my goal, and I've always bought and sold a few horses of my own, and I've a massive interest in pedigrees. I always had. I always keep an eye on pedigrees and form, and as I say, like I have a lot of experience. I've had 800 rides as a jockey. I think I've ridden at every race course bar Chelmsford in England, so I know the race courses, I know jockeys, I know the trainers. I've picked up a lot, and hopefully I can put all that into play as soon as possible, really.
You're at that stage where you're ready to make that next step?
Yeah, I'm at that stage where I need to start doing the lotto, because if I win the lotto, it'll be the first thing I do. But like, as I say, it's just quite tough, because obviously I've had a good grounding in life, but I only come from a small dairy farm back home in Ireland, and my family aren't into racing, or aren't even into horses. But like, distant relations of mine were the McNamara's. I mean to say, like poor old John Thomas, God rest him, and Robbie, and obviously the McNamara family. Like Andrew was a trainer, Andy and Robbie are now training as well. So like, I've picked up an awful lot off the McNamara's, and it was always a route I was going to go down.
As a trainer going forward, and when that happens, what sort of yard would you want to have? Would it be flat or jump?
It would be mainly flat, to be honest. I would like to have obviously a few jumpers, but whatever an owner wants to send as such, really. But I would preferably like to have plenty of flat horses. Like I do like. I pay a big interest in the flat pedigrees, and obviously everyone's aware that there's more money in the flat game, and if I could, yeah, I would be happy training mainly flat horses.
What are the biggest stumbling blocks that someone like you faces when wanting to set up in his own right as a trainer, Brian?
Well, as I said, like I come from a small dairy farm at home in Ireland. Like I've had to work hard for what I've got. I mean, I came over to England unknown, like as a young lad, like, and I had to work hard and make a name for myself as a jockey. And I mean, say like I'm not lucky enough that there's not a yard there waiting for me to get set up and start out. I just have to work hard and obviously work to get that myself, and hopefully I'll pick up plenty of support, but it will be hard getting to that level, getting set up.
And it's going to be a different mindset going forward as well as a trainer. Do you think you have to adapt, and you perhaps have to conduct yourself slightly differently to how you would just riding out in a yard?
Yeah, and I'm ready for that. I mean, it's as you get older and wiser, you obviously work out that there's different ways and means that you have to go about things, and I have learned a lot. And obviously, as I've mentioned, Kevin Ryan and Clive Cox, like I see how they sell themselves as a person. So if I can pick up a little bit more off them, then I think I will be there.
I'm pleased you said young trainer, because you said earlier before we started recording, you're 29 now, and I'm sitting here thinking, only 29, that's great. But I suppose it's all relative, isn't it? It's, what you feel it's the right time now to kick on.
I do feel it's the right time, but after what I've been through, it's aged me. I feel a lot older, but yeah, I do feel it's the right time to kick on. And as I said to you, like there's younger trainers than me, but obviously I will still be young.
And I get the impression from talking to you that you're incredibly driven, and success is part and parcel of what you're going to do and want to achieve as a trainer. But there is that underlying passion there, that drive to just be established and get set up and start doing day in, day out what you want to do and what you will love doing. Is that the real drive before whatever success may come with it?
Well, obviously success is always in the back of my mind, because in order to get support and to attract owners, I want to obviously I want to show that I can do the job, and obviously like hopefully the strike rate won't be too bad, but hopefully I can. The way I would like to train is that, like, hopefully I would like to run a good business where obviously, see, maybe I might have a couple of 2-year-old flat horses that might win their maidens, and obviously that might attract a lot of money, and hopefully I can make it like a business, like where owners that can see that hopefully I'm trying to make it pay for them, because it's a very expensive game, but if owners can see that I'm trying my best and I'm trying to make it pay for them by maybe having a nice 2-year-old winner or a nice bumper winner, I mean, that would be my goal.